So good afternoon, April the 22nd, 2014. This is CISG113, Section 1, Information Security and Privacy. Today is day number 20 in week number 11. So let's get started. First of all, again, welcome you back with all the work you have been doing. You are doing very well, as I look at you actively on my Moodle environment. Before I start anything, may I remind you one more time, we are going to meet this Friday, okay, at 5:30 at T118. T118. This is the class, this is the computer room where we are going to have the midterm exam, okay? Make sure you will call your pair member to return for the midterm exam on Friday, because the midterm exam is going to give you 15 semester points, okay? 15 semester points. So welcome back, Julian. Welcome back, Amelia. And over there, it's Christine. And where's Shannon? Shannon is coming back. Okay? Everything is doing fine. If you look at the calendar, okay, the calendar, we are stepping into the first week of learning portfolio. And the first week of learning portfolio marks the beginning of the last 4 weeks in the semester. So today is April the 22nd. The semester is going to end on May the 24th. But our last class is going to be on May the 23rd, I guess. No. May the 23rd, yes. May the 23rd, this is Friday, okay? So it's exactly 1 month from today, okay? So beginning with this week, this is the first of a 4-week period that you're going to get ready for your learning portfolio, okay? Your learning portfolio is going to earn you at least 20 semester points. And it's up to you if you want to raise it to 30 semester points, as I mentioned last week. You can do it, and you must inform me by the very last day of the semester. That means May the 23rd, because we are going to give you the score, okay? Beginning from that day, because if you look at the calendar, the time to collect your learning portfolio artifact is from May the 17th to May 24th, okay? May 17th to May 24th. We do not go beyond the last day of the semester. That means after May the 24th, which is the last day of the semester, there's nothing you need to do for this course, okay? What you need to do for this course to earn your grade is this month, okay? This is the very last month. And the artifacts you need to submit for the learning portfolio, the last day is May the 24th, okay? And after that, you will see your score being returned to you on your individual assessment records, just like in your first and your second learning contracts, okay? And you know that by this Friday, okay, after you have finished the midterm, by 11:45 this Friday p.m., you should also have to submit all the learning artifacts for your third learning contract, okay? So that means by next week, I should be able to return the score to you for the very last learning contract. And of course, the same for your midterm exam. So what I have reminded you last week is very important. After you have taken care of the last learning contract and the midterm exam, your focus should be on your learning portfolio, because your learning portfolio will earn you up to 20 semester points, and if you prefer to 30 semester points, okay? So that is very important. Another score that you do not want to ignore is the score related to learn activity, which is 15 semester points. And how do you earn the 15 semester point for learn score? As I remind you last week, you must have produced 1 topics, okay, OIA for each of the past 10 weeks, okay? Each of the past 10 weeks based on your journal material. And in that case, you should be able to score 10 out of 15 points. And what about the other 5 points? You will have to produce 5 blocks selected from the 10 journal OIA, which is the same 10 points you're earning in order to learn score. In other words, if you produce 10 OIA for 10 different topics, you will get 10 points. And if you produce 5 blocks, which are based on 5 of the 10 OIA, you will get another 5 points. Then you will have 15 learn-to-learn semester score. And never lose this score. Very simple. You should have already done that, okay, after your last learning contract and after your learning portfolio, okay? So basically, these are work that you have done in the first learning contract, second learning contract, the third learning contract, and your midterms extra 1 topic, and then your learning portfolio 5 topics. And what you have to do is just to make sure you produce them, okay, in your wiki space, okay, in your wiki space. And today I'm going to show you where that wiki space is, okay, and you have to continue doing that. And definitely, if you look at the teacher's message this week, the rationale behind your doing a learning contract is on this very important idea, integrative learning. Okay? Integrative learning means you learn and you do not forget. You learn and you produce something and you go back and you integrate your learning together. That means you never waste the material you finished before. You are in a position to come back to visit, to revisit the material you produced before and put them together in your learning portfolio. And that's the way for you to learn something new. And so the basic idea is to give you the opportunity, okay, to put together what you have learned in this semester from the beginning of the semester, okay, and specifically speaking, we want to take a look at the journals material you produce for individual topics, okay, and from each of these topics that you select on your own, okay, you can tell what you have learned in this course through the 3 different learning contracts, inquiring about the different topics which has been spelled out each week in the Moodle environment, very consistent with the requirement of this course based on the syllabus. And then you need to produce your set OIA for each one of this topic, your blogs, okay, and your PowerPoint. Okay, after you've done this, your PowerPoint is share with people and your digital story. Now, I do not know how many of you have done the digital story for your last learning contract, but in the learning portfolio, digital story is very important because for each topic that you produce, you have to produce 5 topics, okay? For each topic you produce, you need to produce the set of OIAs in your journals. Okay, you need to produce the blog. Okay, you need to produce the blog. You need to produce a PowerPoint for your blog, and you need to produce a digital story to present your PowerPoint. And very important item, you need to produce a personal reflection on why this topic is important in the context of this course, information security and privacy, okay? And what you have learned about this topic. This is very important because we want you to really come back to the context of this course when you select a topic and ask yourself, how is this topic related to the themes of this course which you have gone through in the past 10 weeks, and this is the beginning of the 11th week. It's okay? So, in other words, you're about to prepare 5 sets of these material for 5 different topics. You are going to revise, to review, based on the work in the past 10 weeks. Okay? So, learning contract number 3, if you can't at least one topic, because you use that topic to produce a report. Learning contract number 2, one topic, because you use that topic to produce your report. Learning contract number 1, one topic, because you use that topic to produce a report. So, from very minimal positions in the past 3 contract, you should have already produced 3 topics here. But here, expected to produce 5, right? So, the 4th topic comes from your midterm. You have to select one. And what about the last one? It could be a new one, or it could be one you've already done before, but you have not chosen it to produce a report, because in the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd learning contract in each week's journal, there are more than 1 topics. Okay? Although, towards the very end, when you produce a report, you just need to choose one topic, right? So you have to go back to look at your work done in the past and use that as the basis to produce your refined set of excellent topics of interest. I often tell my students this way: okay, you may forget what you have learned throughout the semester individually for the topic in each week, but you can always tell people, well, towards the end of the semester, I can tell you 5 things I've learned. These 5 things are the 5 topics I produced from my learning portfolio. Okay? And these are the very important abstracts of the learnings here. So, read this teacher's message very carefully. I'm trying to put together the idea of integrative learning, which encompasses product-based learning, self-regulated learning, and inquiry-based learning, in the context of how you put together the materials. Okay? So, having said that, now may I call your attention to this very important item that you should never forget when you want to score for your learning portfolio score. This is called the CISG113, Section 1, Personal e-portfolio space for integrative learning. Okay? This space is located starting from week number 11. Okay? Let's go to week number 11. If you go to week number 11 in your little side, okay? Right here. This is week number 11. And when you go to tools to keep track of the learning, you should see there is one item immediately below teacher's message that is called CISG113, Section 1, Personal e-portfolio space for weeks 11 to 15. Now this is the space individual to your need. Your peer public cannot come in here. Individually, you need to create your learning portfolio here. It's a wiki space, okay? It's a wiki space you need to be working throughout the last 4 weeks of the semester. And I will go into this wiki space, take a look at your work. Now, this is the trick. Let me tell you very carefully. This is the trick, okay? Everybody is supposed to build your learning portfolio in this space, okay? Okay? You understand that? That's the reasons why this space is set up. But you are still obliged to submit your learning portfolio items in the conventional submission links, just like in the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd learning contracts, okay? Do you understand what I mean? You need to build your portfolio in this space, but when it's time to collect your learning artifacts for the learning portfolio, which is May the 24th, okay? You still need to individually submit your learning artifacts in the learning submission links, just like in the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd learning contracts, okay? The reason is very simple. When you submit the artifact individually, you will see that I will use that as the basis to give you a score for that artifact, okay? And then, this is a very important thing for those of you who want to see if you can have a great level up if you have all your learning portfolio record established here, okay, besides submitting your link, you sure can score excellent bonus point for that. Okay? Do you understand what I'm trying to tell you?
No.
If you do not set up your learning portfolio here, but you just submit the individual learning artifacts through the submission link as before, okay? You still can get the score for the learning portfolio based on what you submit. But if you have actually built up the learning portfolio here, your bonus score will be very appreciated, okay? Because the whole semester is meant to help you to develop the showcase of the learning, okay? But in the process of doing that, we have to make sure you'll compensate by working those artifacts out. That's why we need you to submit your artifact for learning content 1, 2, and 3, but they're just 10% each, right? But here, besides submitting your artifact, which already give you 20% or 30%, if you did it here, I can tell you, you can more than compensate what you lost in the previous learning contract, okay? Because the idea is, this is the cream of the cream, okay? You are very much allowed to make mistakes in the process of doing that. Some of you did not submit enough items, some of you have not earned enough score you expect. It's okay, because no one is perfect in the path, okay? But this is the very last milestone, okay? So if you do a good job here, the message is you can more than compensate what you lost, definitely, okay? That means I will give you a separate score, which is considered as a bonus score, by looking into what you have established in this link. So it's very important. That's why I told my students the reasons why I designed this course in such a way that immediately after the first learning contract, you step into learning portfolio, which will give you 4 weeks time to do it. This means you can actually focus all your time in review everything that you should have done. But the best thing is, you have actually done all of these if you are conscientious in doing the first 3 learning contracts. Okay? And you can revise, harness your learning artifacts and produce them here. And of course, as your teacher, give me hints on how best you do that. Because the experience and the expertise you learn here to build your learning portfolio are absolutely transferable to other courses, okay? And also transferable to your post-graduation work time. Sure. So now I have finished using my 10 minutes to give you some very important information, including reminding you you have a midterm coming up this Friday at T118. And the second thing is, you should feel comfortable with what you have accomplished in the past 3 learning contracts. And now should focus on doing this. This is the learning e-portfolio, okay? Which should more than compensate what you learned, what you have lost, okay? In case you actually lost some points in the past. Okay, now please hold on to your table-based discussions, at least for 10 minutes, to discuss among yourself to understand the message today. And then I'm going to show you, after your discussions, the context of learning portfolio and the context of integrative learning. It's very useful in your college education. Okay? And of course, if you have a question, you can ask me, raise your hand, okay? Talk among yourself in your tables now. It's very important that teacher produce the message in your review. In the meantime, allow me to take attendance. Christy, yes. Shannon, yes. Amelia, yes. Michael, yes. Jeffrey, yes. Antonio is not here today. Stumpsy, not here today. Ivy, yes. Mandy, yes. Thomas, yes. Angie, no. Lamper, yes. Tihin, yes. Junior, yes. Lauren, not here yet. And Peter, yes. Thank you very much. So make sure your question you can ask me. learning contract, 20% for learning portfolio, 20% for income. If you transfer 10% here to 20% here, it makes it 30%. Okay? And that means you just want 10% for income participations. So do you understand what I mean? You're free to tell me if you want to transfer 10% from here to here. Making this 30% means you're doing this for only 10%. Okay? But you have to. OK， 我嘅意思即係話咧，你個 learning portfolio 咧，其實係成個 semester 嘅20%。Alright， 但係咧，你嘅 in-class participations 咧就係個 20%。咁如果你認為咧，我其實做得好好嘅，我可以將佢變成30%。咁你就係即係等於話俾我聽，呢度將佢變成10%。OK， 咁點樣 earn 呢10%咧？好簡單，因為你成個 semester 你有 participations， 咁有 sharing 啊，有其他問題啊，有 interpretation。如果你個 list 你俾個 list 我係有5個 item 嘅咧，每個 item 都可以係啲 video 會 verify 到係你講嘅嘢啊 participate 過咧。咁每個 item 我會俾2分你，咁5成俾10% 攞晒。如果你個 list 有10個 item 嘅，咁你10成就攞晒你20分，咁你唔使 transfer 咯，係咪？明唔明嘅意思啊？所以呢個係好大嘅，如果你係 active participation classes， 一定 list 㗎。點樣 list 咧？就係你個 learning portfolio 個 wiki space 嘅 list。有 wiki space， 你要自己 wiki space list 一個，因為我要求你哋咧，好快下個星期會講啦。喺你個 wiki space 嗰度咧，你都有呢個 table 㗎。咁你就可以有一個 column 咧，就係你自己 earn 個 score 你自己睇到。OK， 咁去到呢度呢個 score 嘅時候，你要俾個 list 我。有個 list 之後咧，我 confirm 佢個 list 咧，就係我個 score。咁當然呢啲咧，我係要俾個分 grade after grading 啊。咁所以咧呢啲就係好緊要㗎。你個 learning portfolio 你自己要整呢個 table 好難好容易整嘅啫呢啲。即係問題你要揾個 score， 你而家 only at this point you just know the score for learning contract 1 and 2. After next week, you should know the score for learning contract number 3 and the midterm, because after next week, you should finish with the grading there. And then what's left is your learning portfolio, learn-to-learn activity, and in-class participation. So each one of you should know your overall assessment in the semester and what score you earned, right?
当初可能也不给钱了，然后运气好点的人就那个不给钱。那把握这个是。
我们全部都讲特不多，保不住特不多。这保不住，谁也说不出谁。我带走，我带走。应该打。所以我觉得就在这个更多的手指，去过路上有点苦啊。
我觉得我问题，就是在那引申到还是给。
The point is, your learning portfolio will have 1 week fuel in that case because it's so easy to extend the deadline. Just like the deadline is already extended 1 week already, but with this Friday, okay? Because it's for 3 weeks and then it's 4 weeks. Now, if I extend 1 more week, what happens to the learning portfolio? Because
nothing will happen.
Yes, because you have to see this because you will have 4 weeks now to do your learning portfolio coming from this week. Now suppose we take away this week. Basically, it used to be that way, okay, but still you have 1 more topic in case you have not really done all. Yes. Let me explain this. I will let up to you to decide. But suppose the deadline is extended next Friday, okay? Then you
then have 5 weeks time already for your learning contract number 3. And by doing that, yes, learning contract 3, this is the 4 weeks, okay, part. Learning contract number 3, giving you 3 weeks already, extended by 1 week already, by the end of this Friday. It's 4 weeks. Now, if you, as what Peter said, extend it to next Friday, then you have 5 weeks for learning contract number 3. Okay? But in that case, you already taken out 1 week from your learning portfolio, which is supposed to be 4 weeks. Okay? And that has to be due by May the 24th, which is the very last day of the semester. Now, the reasons why I do not want to put things off is we do not want to put off things beyond May 24th. So do you think you can make the deadline before?
Can we finish
Yes.
the portfolio?
Yeah, portfolio must not be changed because no way I can handle it. Because the reasons why I do not want you to be bothered by this course anymore beyond the end of the semester. If you can promise, it's okay. But I will tell you, it's going to be pressing if you are spending too much time learning portfolio learning contract number 3.
But if we don't spend the time on the one we still will not spend the time on the portfolio. Yes, we have still other so many other things.
Now, I understand. That's why I'm saying I leave it to you because it's sometimes I can guarantee you, student will come to me, but by the end of May, can you postpone May 24 again? Then one of the dangers, because by the end of the semester, the reason why I designed this course like this is I do not want anything to happen after the end of the semester. Because the reasons we do not have any final exam. But I can guarantee you, if you can guarantee me no more postponement beyond May 24, that would be good.
Yes.
Because we do not have final exam. I can guarantee you in the past, some of the students will come to me. Since we do not have any final exam, can you give me deadline so that we can submit your work beyond that? Because that does not hurt. But you know, I have a deadline to submit the grade. And for many students, if you do not have consensus for them, then I piece this group and I will anger another group. So there's something like that might happen. So that's why I say it's very sensitive sometimes. You must have a discussion for the whole class. Yeah. Because for me, you see that I could be very kind. But if I think I'm too kind,
I know you are
but sometimes, I tell you a story. Because I have been so kind in the past, I was attacked by a small group of students.
attack.
Yes, at the end of the semester, because they just complained to my boss that I'm so lenient to certain students, and I become not fair in the class, you see. And you never know what happens, because being kind, sometimes you get another attack. So I try to convince my students, this is the schedule. You can follow it, and as I told you, learning contract number 1, 2, and 3 are just 10 points. Learning portfolio is 3 times, and if you can establish your weekly state, your learning portfolio properly, you can more than compensate what you lost. That is a very important stimulus to make sure that you know how to manage your time. So now you see that any change on this point, if I say approval to your suggestion, you must have a consensus of the class, and I have to immediately set up a survey, okay, to ask for this, and you have to fill up the surveys. Definitely, because I need this kind of record to support my decisions. It's a very simple survey. No. It has to be in the UN Moodle side. I will set up a survey. So everybody needs to fill up that. Do you want to extend it by 1 week? And do you want to combine by the commitment that no more extended deadline beyond May 24? Because my design is you should not be bothered by this course anymore after the end of the semester. So everybody should get it done before. But it looks like that even though I have already extended it 1 week, and now you want to extend it another week, but I'm sure during this week you have other things to do too. So the commitment must be handled very carefully. You see that is a very sensitive issue. Also, for those who are not here today, when they hear something like this, if I do not have a survey results like it, it's very difficult. Okay. In the past, because I'm very kind, I do not have any survey results to show to my boss. I have received one very important thing. You are not fair because student complain here. You see that because of that. And normally the student do not need to bear the name, but I have to explain very carefully. You see the reason. So now, may I just suggest if you have this request, we first of all discuss with the whole class. And then if you believe it's important, I will set up the survey now. Okay? And you have to fill out the survey immediately. And we have 16 students in this class. We have to, if anything we want to go by, one thing, we have to have the majority of students who say yes to that. And then I will have records of doing that. Now, the conditions I must promise, we want to finish this course, all the thing of this course, 1 month from today, which is May 24th. As you can see, no more extension for that because I need time to grade the work, and I do not want you to be bothered by anything in this course. And I just promise you, most of the students, I'm also a student for it. I will use 80% of the time to get them not doing the work. I only use 20% of the time because of other things to do. So, can you ask the other students so I can set up the survey here? Because that is very important because it is based on.
Okay, I have suggestions from this group of students. Okay, they have suggested to me, for the sake of time management, they want me to extend the submission for learning contract number 3 to next Friday. Okay, but by doing that, this is the first week of learning portfolio. Next Friday is the second week of the learning portfolio. If I say yes, I must have the support of all the students in this class. Because by saying yes, I'm taking away 2 weeks out of the 4 weeks learning portfolio, which is very important in this course. And that means you have only 2 weeks time to concentrate on the learning portfolio. And I have one simple condition that I want you to promise, because I really do not want to bother you with the context and the material of this course beyond May 24, which is the last day of the semester. So I want you to be aware that I do not want to do any more extensions of learning portfolio beyond May 24. Okay? If that is the case, it makes the whole semester very complicated. I must tell you that it takes time to manage learning portfolio. I give you 4 weeks time to do it because, because there are 5 topics and I believe you need 4 weeks time to do it. But if you think you still need time in doing learning contract number 3 instead of doing learning portfolio, well, I could only make this promise. I could give you the leeway of submitting your learning contract number 3 by next Friday, but you must promise no more extensions of the learning portfolio material beyond May 24. That is the last day of the semester. Okay? In that case, you must promise me that you will be responsible for setting up your own learning portfolio in 2 weeks' time. Okay? Because that is something very, and I know it takes time to do it. Wait. Oh, gee, why do you do that? It's shut down. I have to reboot it. But as I have responded to this group of students, I'm a person who can negotiate with you to make sure that the best conditions are given to you. I will agree to your suggestions unless the whole class or the majority of the class say yes for that. So I'm setting up a survey now
you said you are Moodle. So, and I would like you to respond to the survey. Basically, do you want to extend the submission deadline for learning contract number 3 to next Friday? That by this, you are taking away 2 weeks out of 4 weeks of learning portfolio period, okay? And then, you must promise you will not ask for any more extension of the learning portfolio artifacts beyond May 24, because the day to collect your learning portfolio artifact starts from May the 17th and ends on May the 24th, okay? So let me set this up and see if this could help you. But I must tell you that in those times, very classic. You're extending 3 weeks learning contract number 3 to 5 weeks, okay? Which it's a little bit beyond what I expect, okay, in that case. But let me just set this up first. Yes, you really have to think about this because this is the first of the 4 weeks. So the learning contract number 3 is due by this Friday. That means it's already extended by 1 week. Okay, it was actually due last Friday, but extended to this Friday. But the request now is that no, not this Friday, but next Friday. Okay, that means you're taking up 2 weeks of your learning portfolios, 4 weeks to do that. I have to make sure this is really
而家去做緊 survey。如果有9個人同意嘅話，其實咁，即係我哋16個人啊嘛，即係簡單啲講，你9個人同意又可以講。唔係至少嚟講。 呢個程序，因為始終佢之前俾人撲，之前就因為咁樣俾人撲過，即係話佢唔公平，破咗啦。即係為佢話填詞時間即係令到人哋跟住啱啱嗰個時間寫出嚟又唔公平。始終你可以俾個即係人哋，即係當人哋咁樣，即係遇到啲咁嘅事，你可以同阿上司，同阿上司你傾，即係人哋。 根據呢個嚟講，跟住做唔係話自己咁公平，即係驚人學，因為自我保障措施，即係有啲嘢，跟住我講啲先講啦。總之係講至少俾個我，即係俾人問到，你有啲嘢俾人問。 呢啲上都算前線，真係有陣時始終有幾個有成日到，我哋始終都要有佢哋嘅意見咧，都要。 係 MSS 即係成個組織咧，我歷史有咩要講？ 講呢堆嘢先咯。講完邊一堆流嘢先咯。
I finished the basic survey, and I need each one of you to complete this survey in order to justify decisions. Okay, and the final decisions will be made and announced this Friday. Now, the first question is: do you have the need to extend the deadline for LC003? Okay. Second, which day do you prefer to extend the deadline of LC003? The first one is next Monday, okay? The second one is next Wednesday. The last one is next Friday, okay? Third, are you aware that the deadline to collect your learning portfolio artifact is set on May the 24th, end of the semester? And this deadline is final, namely, not allowed to be extended, okay? Because beyond that, I do not want you to be bothered by anything of this course again. And I can also concentrate on grading your work. And the final question is, are you committed, okay? Are you committed that you're responsible for completing your learning portfolio, which is a 4-week work based studying from this week, with a deadline on May 24, after the extensions of LC003 were granted beyond this Friday. And this commitment must be kept, okay, to ensure a good time management to accomplish the work in this course. And I also need to find one important thing, because this kind of response must be named, okay? So Jane, please complete this survey as soon as possible so that I can inform you on Friday the decisions made. And you have to be very conscious about the time, okay? Okay? This is very important because in record, whenever I make a decision, I must have the support of the students. And you have to be responsible to this. We cannot have all the time. Yeah, it's okay. Hopefully, I still can manage it well because you see, sometimes in Chinese we say we can please someone, but we will anger another. So we have to do it in a way that everybody understands. Yes, yes.
你都咩？咩啊？呢啲你做㗎嘛？好啦。
唔係你冇咁，即係我哋自己揀，但係你自己中意嘅。
喺個下面做。你想再剔多課啊？冇亂講嘅。逼佢去剔。
So immediately I got 5 responses already. I will show you the responses if you have already finished them all towards the end of the day, and then announce the decisions on Friday. Yeah. The most important thing is learn how to use your time, okay? You need to understand the extent of I need the feedback from each student in order to create change. Okay, allow me to come back to the theme of this week, which is called the learning portfolio, and allow me to run you a video so that you understand the meaning why we're doing that. Okay, so I'm here.
Emily was surprised to see the other candidates were very competent at telling people what they were good at and showing concrete examples to showcase their achievements. Emily was confused. She had also prepared for the interview. Why was she not as confident as the other candidates? Soon after the interview, Emily found out their killer.
So here we go. Let's pray now.
When Emily finished her first year of studies in CDU, she applied for an intern job in the summer holidays. In a group interview, Emily was surprised to see the other candidates were very competent at telling people what they were good at and showing concrete examples to showcase their achievements. Emily was confused. She had also prepared for the interview. Why was she not as confident as the other candidates? Soon after the interview, Emily found out their killer strategy was something called e-portfolio. So, what is an e-portfolio? An e-portfolio is a way of presenting yourself online, a multimedia environment on personal artifacts selected for a specific purpose from a personal repository or archive. In an e-portfolio, you can showcase your best work to present evidence of your expertise and accomplishments to a specific audience, such as an employer or teacher. An e-portfolio can also be a learning and management tool to help you organize your goals and activities and to encourage deep learning through collaboration and reflection. No wonder the other candidates were so confident and competent. Now Emily realized that her CV and covering letter were really not sufficient. Emily decided to create her own e-portfolio. But confronted by piles of work and loads of information she wanted to present, Emily was lost. How could she deal with all of this in one single e-portfolio? You may have the same question as Emily did. Here are 4 steps you can follow to organize your work and information. Step 1. Start collecting the footprints of your life, which can be the work you have done or thoughts written down. The collection becomes your personal database. Step 2. Spend some time thinking about who you are and what you want to be. Identify your goals. They can be short-term or long-term, and come up with action plans. Step 3. Follow your plans. In the meantime, reflect on your performance and thinking when carrying the plans out. Step 4. Organize your work and reflection and put them in your database. Emily had been collecting her work and reflecting on her experiences during her time at CDU. When looking for a job, Emily selected the relevant information from the pool and created her employment e-portfolios. She could therefore talk more fluently about her achievements and provide more concrete examples of her expertise to impress potential employers. Now Emily is a manager in a company, and she continues to use an e-portfolio to manage her professional development and present her achievements.
Okay, you understand the meaning of the learning portfolio is very important, because once you develop this habit of putting together what you have done in the past or on an ongoing basis, you're always constantly in the process of developing your career. It's a lifelong learning in the making. That's the reason why it's important that I single out 4 weeks this semester for you to put a lot of both attentions into creating your learning portfolio. All right, so I think I could go back now and take a look at the result of your questionnaire, and I could give you answers this Friday, if it's possible, okay? And I can count the number of persons present today, and hopefully each one of you have done the questionnaire and let me know what you want, okay? And then I will have enough support to give you some good decisions. But also, you have to be responsible, okay? Because in your lifelong work, it's not always possible for you to delay anything, all right? So I want to be cooperative to all of your needs, but I also have to do it in a fair basis for every one of you, okay? I thank you very much. And remember, on this Friday, come back at team 118, okay? And you will have the midterm exam, okay? I see you. Thank you very much. If you have questions, ask me through the hotline, okay? And I hope that I give you some very good news based on your needs, all right? Thank you very much. And that's it for today's class, CISG113, Section 1, Information Security and Privacy, on April the 22nd, 2014. Until this Friday, stay tuned.